Shalom, shalom. I'm Barbara, and I'm always short and sweet. And today we're going to talk about Easter, or another name is Ishtar. It all started in Babylon, Semiramis and her son Tammuz. Well, Semiramis, she taught that the moon was a goddess, and that the moon went through a 28-day cycle and ovulated when full. And she claimed that she came down from the moon in a giant moon egg and landed in the Euphrates River. And this was supposed to happen at the time of the first moon after the spring equinox. She became known as Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter, and her moon egg became known as Ishtar's egg, or Easter's egg. She claimed that she was immaculately conceived by the rays of the sun because her husband Nimrod had died and went up into heaven and became the sun god, and that is how she had her son Tammuz. And then Tammuz became a sun god and a deity. You can look it up in Wikipedia. She instituted the mother and child worship, which you've seen all over the world. Babylon, the mother and child were Semiramis and Tammuz. Egypt, it was Isis and Horus. Rome, you might see Catholic images of Mary and baby Jesus. And then in India, too. So the Bible talks about mystery religion, and we've done quite a few YouTubes about this too. I hope you will look at some of them. Who is Tammuz? Where do Easter eggs come from? Who's the Queen of Heaven? So anyway, Semiramis, or Ishtar, Easter, had her son Tammuz, and he was killed by a wild boar while out hunting, and she commanded all her virgins to fast for 40 days for Tammuz. And the wild boar was eaten as ham, and they had eggs to celebrate and to remember Tammuz. So there's the 40 days of weeping and the paganism of Lent and weeping for Tammuz. Are eggs a symbol of the resurrection? Well, that's a good question. After the 40-day fast, or weeping for Tammuz, a feast was held. At this feast, colored eggs were exchanged and eaten as a symbol of the resurrection of Tammuz. So she claimed he was resurrected. So what is the truth? The truth is 40 days of Lent, eggs, rabbits, hot cross buns, Easter ham, all have everything to do with the ancient pagan religion of Mystery Babylon. They have nothing to do with Jesus, Yeshua, and his resurrection from the grave. Jeremiah 16:19 says, "Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit." So how did our fathers inherit these lies? How did paganism enter the churches? Well, at the Council of Nicaea in 325 A.D., Constantine decreed that Easter should be observed on the first Sunday following the first full moon after the spring equinox. Christian churches say that the egg itself became a symbol of the resurrection, just as Jesus rose from the tomb. The egg symbolizes new life emerging from the eggshell. Well, that sounds familiar. After the 40-day fast, weeping for Tammuz, a feast was held. At this feast, color eggs were exchanged and eaten as a symbol of the resurrection of Tammuz. So it was just carried over from paganism into the church. Constantine forbid anyone to keep the feasts of Jehovah that were kept by the Jews. And Easter was substituted for the spring feast of Passover. And the pagan symbols were mixed with Christianity, and all was held in the spring. And Passover is the protection from the plagues of Egypt by the lamb's blood on the doorposts. It's a time to remember all that happened in Egypt and to pointing forward to Yeshua's death as a lamb. And we know he died on the cross for us, and his blood frees us from the slavery of sin. So Yeshua himself said in Matthew 5 that he didn't come to change the law or the prophets, and nothing like that would pass till heaven and earth passes away. So the spring feast is still relevant for us to look at Yeshua's death and look forward. So it is something that we are still to keep. It was not done away with. And Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." So please like if this was a blessing to you, but please share it with your friends that love Yeshua. They may not know why they're keeping Easter. It's all over in the churches, at television, everywhere, in videos and movies. But please let them know it all came from Mystery Babylon. And in Revelation 18:4, he says, "Come out of her, my people." That means his people are in Babylon. The Babylon symbols are in the churches. He says, "Come out, that you be not partakers in her sins, and receive not of her plagues." So please remember, I'm short and sweet, and I'll see you back next time. And I thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you soon, Yah willing.